Hey everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. We are live. Is that focus? Like not focusing? It seems kind of soft. I don't know why. Anyway, the lighting is kind of low. That may be it's like not dusk, it's sunset, and we may be losing a little bit of our lighting. If you're watching this part of the video, you're probably watching the replay. I'm sorry you didn't make it to the live, but I always try to make these evergreen so you can watch them whenever. So sit back and relax and just enjoy. We're going to look at a bunch of cool stuff. I've been buying more than I should lately, and I took a little trip that I didn't announce until now, and I have something for you too, possibly. So hang in and let's wait for folks to jump on. Got people jumping in now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've been waiting for you. Music junkie. I literally thought about, well, I think you said recently, like, why don't you let people know when you're doing these lives? So I thought we'd let people know. Tim Allen, welcome in. Noah, Red Baron, Izzy, everybody. Listening to Sergeant Pepper's. You know, I honestly didn't know that wasn't the Beatles Sergeant Pepper. I didn't know that was the Bee Gees one. I didn't even really know why that Bee Gees album existed until somebody mentioned it after I posted that picture. I still thought it was kind of remarkable to see any one of any record. Yeah, so anyhow, so glad you guys are here. You guys are awesome. And I am very thankful for you being here. And that was a good idea, Music Junkie, you had about that. So taking your advice. You're smart. All of you are smart. You got great ideas. So yeah, we'll be doing a giveaway. And we just got back in town. And I want to tell you why and where and how. And there's actually a way that you'll be able to kind of enjoy and come along on that trip with us. How can that be? Well, I filmed the trip. Yes, I did. And how can you see that and experience that? If it's something you want to do. It's about a 4-day trip condensed into about a 20-minute video, a little bit less than that, 19 minutes. But first, before we get into that, I've got records galore. That's just a 7-inch. I've got tapes. I've got a whole bunch of records that I've acquired, and I'm not a whole bunch. I mean, a lot of really good, to me, records. So I'm excited to share that with you guys. And the way that I usually do this is I don't clean records right off the bat. Usually I kind of accumulate a few new records. Then I'll commit to doing either spin clean or ultrasonic. So let me know what you guys think. The more I've done both ultrasonic and spin clean, the more I like spin clean better. And I always used to say, well, spin clean takes so much time compared to the ultrasonic. But it really doesn't. It's about the same. And yeah, I always used to say it's a minimum hour of spin clean elbow grease, even if you're cleaning one record of 30. And there is some setup involved, but I think that, you can hustle through 2 or 3 records in 10, 15 minutes. But the clean that you get afterwards is so much better, I feel like, on a spin clean. And it kind of goes against what a lot of people say. A lot of people are like, oh yeah, ultrasonic, that's the way to go. That's the ultimate. And that's fine. But I've tried them both now. Okay, I can only speak to the ones that I've had. My spin clean, maybe I just have a really good spin clean machine. And my ultrasonic, the Vivor ultrasonic, now I know it's very entry level. It's a couple $100, less than $400 ultrasonic. So people could say, well, you got a bad ultrasonic. You haven't experienced the real ultrasonic clean. But what I have experienced, they both clean. But the ultrasonic, since there's nothing physically scrubbing, and I know there's like a percussive effect of millions of bubbles, shooting in and out at hypersonic speeds and in and out of the grooves. But that being said, I still feel like felt brushes under pressure, squeezing the record and you kind of back and forth, does a better job. There's a scrubbing friction that does a better job. The records come out shinier, cleaner, and more silent out of the spin clean. And it's a lot cheaper to do that. It doesn't even have to be a spin clean brand. You can get a Crosley brand, a Victrola brand one, and those can work just fine as well. So anyhow, my process is collect the dirty records for a while. Some I can't wait to clean. I have to listen to them even before I clean them. I've been doing that a lot lately. Just clean the record, dust it, and realize it's a little bit more poppy and cracky. and until it gets deep cleaned. And then I just sit down and say, okay, I'm going to spend an hour or two doing this, clean it all, sleeve them, bag them, sort them, and enjoy them. Hope I don't forget them at that point. Okay, so we've got some folks here. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I really, really appreciate it. I always say, because I always feel that it's been too long since we've done one of these. I really appreciate you. We're just going to hang out. Yeah, we're just chilling, fam. We're just chilling. Okay, so we went back to Colorado. We still have family there, so we like to go and visit every once in a while. And we left a few days ago for a few days of a trip, and it wasn't a super long one. And we did some really fun things. What I didn't anticipate was how much record shopping and electronics shopping I would do out there. Usually I try to forego doing much of that because my family has a life and they would rather do family things besides that. But they were very gracious and afforded me many opportunities. So I went to like every thrift store hangout, every record shop hangout that I would normally go on my rotation, and which was really fun to see some folks and to go looking around. So two things happened. I acquired more media than I had thought I would. I was thinking, yeah, it'd be fun to pick up a record or a CD or something, maybe a Bing Crosby thing. What I didn't expect was to come back with a stack of LPs, multiple tapes, and multiple 7-inch records. That wasn't, thankfully I packed light this time, which is kind of a rarity for me. And yeah, so I accumulated all that stuff. But besides all that, on the trip, we also did a very cool excursion. I know a lot of you guys and gals are into trains. We went and rode the Georgetown Loop Railroad, and which was really cool. We've done it a couple of times for Christmas, and a long time ago when I was a kid in the 80s, we went on it during the summer. But my wife surprised me. She said, we're going to go do this. So we did it, and we met my son and his girlfriend. And we went up there. We went to Bojo's Pizza. If you know, you know. And we went to the train excursion, which I filmed all of it. So if you like some train stuff, and I was really surprised we went up there. They used a steam locomotive. It was really cool. And I got some amazing footage. So about a 20-minute video. That video, I was hoping to have it posted on the other channel, Detour with Record-ology, before this video so that I could say, hey, right after you're done with this, go watch that. As it is, I have to do a re-edit. We did a preview right before this, and it wasn't quite ready. Unfortunately, I have to tweak a couple of things. So after this live is over, give me about a half hour to an hour, and it should be posted. And if you're watching the replay of this, it should already be posted. But if you aren't already, I want to give you the link to the channel. We've gone on a bunch of adventures as it is, but you were invited to join us over there. Just a new channel, all non-electronics and record related adventures. We've done some really cool things so far, and we got a lot more coming, and this one is probably the coolest so far. So here is the link to that channel. It is called Detour with Record-ology. It's also linked all over our page and all that good stuff. Absolutely. Dun, 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 dun. The record vac, yeah, a lot of folks said they love that. Absolutely. Well, that's a good idea, a nightstand. I may not be quite as on top of the comments tonight because I have a lot to get through, and I want to make sure that I don't waste any of your time. I'm just very thankful you're here. And then, yes, we will be doing, the end of the show today, we'll be giving away this Ice Age picture disc, the music of David Newman. I got two. I kept one. I'm giving one away. It is new, sealed picture disc, music composed and conducted by David Newman. I love this franchise. Fun memory. Our son Tyler, when we went to see this movie, he was but a small child, but a wee child he was, and we went to a movie theater that had a restaurant built in where you could kind of eat in the theater, which is a novelty back then. And it got real quiet about halfway through the movie. And we looked over, and somehow that we had salads, and I think my wife had the salad dressing, the ranch on the side, and he had taken it and was drinking it. He was drinking the ranch. That's my memory of Ice Age. So yeah. So yeah, you guys like trains? Check that out. That video will be posted shortly. Feel free to subscribe if you feel so inclined. Talking about autographs, yeah, I did autograph collecting for a hobby for many years. I've got some real cool ones. In fact, I have a Bob Hope autograph I need to get signed. I have a Bing Crosby that is not necessarily authentic. I'm 50-50 on it. I've got presidents autographs. I've got all kinds. I know it's silly. As far as music autographs, you ever like be record, especially like through thrift stores, and you'll find like an autographed record just sitting there. It's like, wow, this probably meant so much to somebody. I've got a Nick Hilscher signed Glenn Miller Orchestra disc. Okay, so yeah, so I want to share with you the stuff I got because I ended up accumulating a lot, not only from the trip, but shortly before the trip. If you remember, I went to what they claim is the world's largest record store, Banana Records, in St. Petersburg, out by Tampa. And some people have challenged that notion. I don't know. I can tell you that he thinks he has 1.5 to 3 million records per building, and he's got 3 buildings. So I think it's a cumulative thing versus when you first walk in, it's a big record store. But I think Twist and Shout in Denver is even maybe a little. Well, no, I take that back. I'd say it's even bigger than Twist and Shout floor plan wise. But the fact that he's got multiple warehouses with multiple floors and just like library style shelving. It's like the Library of Congress in there. It's crazy. Oh, and I do have some autographed Alex Mendham CDs and records, thanks to a viewer who sent those in very graciously. I've kind of relaxed I kind of was holding off on viewer submitted gifts for a while. Just, I don't want anybody ever to feel obligated to do anything. The only thing I want from you is your attention. So if you choose to support us in any other way, that's incredibly appreciated, but never expected. That being said, if you want to support the channel, we have ways to make that happen. Speaking of merchandise, guys, we got some very cool things happening. I can't quite announce what they are, but Record-ology is about to have some firsts that I never thought would happen, and I'm so excited that they are. Yeah, it's going to be some cool stuff. Really, really cool stuff. Catching up on comments a little bit. I saw Diana Krall once live. It's a good show. She was opening for Tony Bennett. So I saw Tony Bennett too. Was it the movie Tavern? Bradley, I think it might have been the one in Aurora. I think it was the movie Tavern. Is that what that was called? Movie Tavern. It sounds familiar. My father-in-law eats ranch with a spoon. Wow. That's amazing. Hey, it's Rich. Okay, why can't I scroll down on comments? Are we glitching? Oh, no, this scroll bar is different. That's so cool. You guys got some awesome signed stuff. Okay, so let's just jump into the records. Let's start with the 7-inch records. No, actually, before I do that, I want to start with the stuff I got from Banana Records. So I've been on this pirate kick. We went on that. I went out to St. Augustine. In fact, it was our first video, I think, for the new channel. And I saw all this pirate history stuff. And like a complete nerd, 40-something nerd, I am now like hyper obsessed with pirates. And so I've been going down all the rabbit holes of piracy, books, all this stuff. Anyway, inevitably you end up at Treasure Island. And then I saw the Walt Disney 1950, I think it was, Treasure Island movie for the first time. And I was like, I wonder if there's a record of like a soundtrack. And not only that, they have this, Disney did a lot of these in the 50s where it's like half soundtrack, but half drama. So it's reenacted with the original actors. Bobby Driscoll played Jim Hawkins in the movie. Bobby Driscoll, if that name sounds vaguely familiar, went on to be the voice of Peter Pan. Had sort of a tragically ending life situation, but I really, really loved Robert Newton as Long John Silver. What an amazing character. So the Disney movie is like Technicolor. I think it was the first live action color film that Disney did. I'm not sure about that. And it's just great pirate stuff. It's the treasure map. They credit Robert Newton with inventing the pirate accent, you know, the "Arr, matey, har, shiver me timbers" and all that stuff. He like single-handedly invented that. Like that didn't exist. And actually Robert Louis Stevenson invented a lot of the other lore of piracy, like the treasure map, you know, all the walk the plank, a lot of the stuff that may not have necessarily been a part of real piracy that was invented for this movie and by Robert Newton. Robert Newton's life was also tragically cut short, but he went on to do a sequel for not for Disney. They did a Long John Silver movie a couple years later and a series filmed in Australia. So I picked this up and I was like super excited because I thought that would be kind of a hard one to find. Yeah, this is a great record. This is one I did digitize because I wanted to add this to my collection. So yeah, that's a good one. That is on yellow and black Disneyland Records label. That's the 50s variant. This is actually the 1964 edition. So this was sometime after the original. So I said 1950 for the movie, but that record was 64. And as I was looking, I couldn't believe it. I found another one. A different version. This is later. This is like 1970. So it's the exact same record, but this one has different cover art, full color back cover art. I think I paid $3 for this, $3 for each. And dun, 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 it's a gatefold storybook, and the pages are actually intact. Inevitably, when you find these things, the pages aren't intact. I think it's 40 minutes, the whole record. So it's like 20 minutes each side. Yeah, exactly. You're not going to find this on streaming. You know what I mean? You'll find it on YouTube, maybe. But I looked. I don't think anybody had this. I should upload it and put it on YouTube. Disney seems to be fairly okay with people doing the non-music uploads. So yeah, $3 more to have a different version with a storybook all day long. So pick that up. And I've been on this Connie Francis kick lately. And I showed a couple of these in the video, but I didn't show all of them. So I thought I would show them. So they had a whole section. It's a huge record store, even if it's not the world's largest, although I think it may be very close to it. Oh, that's cool, Music Junkie. That's cool. Good to hear you fixed the portable. Oh, really? Thanks for the recommendation. Well, that's cool. Sounds like a fun project. So I picked up this one. I tried to pick up some of the earlier stuff. I think that's the era that I like better. This was $5. Connie Francis sings "Never on a Sunday," and somebody had used. Remember these label machines? I had one of those as a kid. Thought they were really fun. I like labeling things. These have been cleaned on MGM records. So far, everything Connie Francis I've found is on MGM. Quality of the, I mean, I haven't had a lot of MGM records over the years. It's got the original sleeve. I keep the original sleeve, even if it's a paper one, just for historic purposes. So even though I've got it sleeved in a nice rice paper anti-static inner and a poly external one like this. It's kind of cloudy, but it doesn't matter. Once you get the record in there, you can see it fine. I think that's the best way to protect it. So that's one of them. Dun, 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 dun. Here's the next one, the exciting Connie Francis, who just passed away. And that's kind of what sparked me to research her. I said, I'm vaguely familiar. Like I've said before, multiple artists I'm vaguely familiar of. Hey, Scott, welcome in. Same label. All these are going to have the same label, so I'm not going to pull them all out. MGM records. Once you've seen one, you've seen them all. And when she had passed away, I was like, oh, no. And I remember I posted that, and we had lost a lot of artists depending on your preference, and I know that. Hulk Hogan? What the heck, guys? What's happening to my childhood? But I kind of revisited her music, and I'm like, I really like this. So I figured, better late than never. And so I've been picking these up, and they're affordable. I mean, they don't cost much. If you do them in small batches, I mean, I'm not going to go buy it all at once. And unlike Patsy Cline, her career was long, right? So she was recording and recording and recording. Here's another one. Who's Sorry Now? She was so popular when she kind of burst upon the scene in the late 50s. I think she had like 9 albums in the first year. I think it was 1959. Like 58, she had like 2 albums or 3 albums. And then the next year, there was like 9 records, 9 full albums. And it was kind of like Elvis, how during the 60s, the Elvis records are like a formula, like the movie soundtracks and stuff. Because look at the back of these. You can tell that they're very similar, the way that they're laid out. And even the cover art is very similar. And they were just churning them out because, the kids were eating this stuff up. And then finally, I picked up this one, Country Western Hits by Connie Francis again. Same on the back. Those were like $5 each. Now, I think I also got a CD, which it's been filed, so I can't get to it now. So that's kind of what I picked up the other day down in St. Pete. Oh no, really? They mid-roll that? Sorry. I have no control over the mid-rolls. All I can do is tell it kind of the cadence to do it, but I can't say when they go. But you have to allow them. They no longer give us the ability to do it. And everybody gets different ads. People don't realize that. Everybody thinks like, oh, we're all watching the same commercial right now. No. You're getting a very specific ad experience based on everything YouTube knows about you. Chuck Mangione, obviously Ozzy passed away. Yeah, so many there in a short period of time. Hello, welcome in everybody. Oh, that's cool. So I'll be picking those up. I'm enjoying the music. I really am. There's so many though. It's overwhelming. It's gonna take a lifetime to get them all. Okay, so then we went to Denver, and again, you're welcome to join that. Join us on the other channel. Put the link in there. I'll go ahead and put it in there again every so often, just so you can jump over there if you want. If you have the desire to join us on the other channel doing other things, that new video will be posted later tonight. Okay, so while in Denver, and I have a video documenting this whole process, I said 2 things happened. The other thing that happened was I fell in love with a CD player that I wasn't expecting to find. So I have this back burner project cooking somewhere in the back of my brain, which is a scary place. Just kidding. It's not really that scary. But it may be disorganized a bit because I've got all these ideas of, things we can do for the show and whatnot. And one of them was to do I've been doing a lot of the DACs and CD players and digital stuff. I wanted to take it back to the 80s and talk about 16-bit DACs. Before the early 90s when the 1-bit DAC took over the industry and everything was 1-bit. And now we're on Delta Sigma DACs. And it's kind of come full circle with R2R DACs that are similar to 16-bit DACs. I wanted to find an OG 80s CD player that still worked, that didn't need restoring because I didn't want to have to mess around with that, and something that was just ready to run, and it wasn't too much money. That's not asking too much, is it? So while we were out there, one of the thrift stores, I have a short that's coming your way probably tomorrow or the next day. Probably tomorrow. And I documented all of this hunting, all of this thrift storing, record shopping, everything. I'm going to put it into one monster 3-minute short. It's going to be everything. It was all shot vertically on my phone. And I came across this beautiful Kenwood 16-bit CD player. But the problem was they wanted $25 for it. And as much as I wanted to do that, that's too much. That's too much. So I passed on it and I left it. I said, fatal mistake, you guys. If you see something at a thrift store, assume it's going to be gone in 10 minutes because it probably will. So I passed it up. And I said, I just a little bit too, if it was 15, 17, I probably would have paid for it. And you're like, what's $7? Just pay the extra money. But I don't need it. And it's not like I'm never going to find one, I hope. Now I say that. So that night, I'm sitting there in the hotel, and I am zooming in on the pictures I had taken of it because I take pictures in Goodwill of stuff, not just for the show, but sometimes if I want to research it and learn about it, or if I'm on the fence, which you shouldn't be. You should just get it, because you'll miss it if you don't. And I was researching the make and model, verified it had a 16-bit. That was one thing. I wasn't sure in the store because it was like a late 80s, and I was pretty sure, but yeah, it was 1988. And I was like, this is beautiful. Looks great cosmetically. It was in really good condition. I just hadn't tested it out, so I didn't know if it worked. And it was clear on the other side of town. So, it took a day or two before we had time to get back over there. But before even that happened, I realized that if I waited until Saturday, this past Saturday, that it would be half price day at the thrift store. And then it would be like, a lot less. So I'm like, well, that's definitely worth it if it works. So I had researched, got my hopes up about it, and I went back to try to find that. What happened? Ooh, you got to wait and see the short. You got to wait and see the short. Do I have it now? Am I excited to share it with you? But yeah, that was the other thing that happened. But along the way, I picked up a lot of stuff, and I want to share that with you. Now, we're going to start with the 7-inch. We're going to go to the tapes. Then we're going to go to the 12-inch. And then we're going to do the giveaway again. This is open to anybody globally, 18 years of older, no purchase necessary, not affiliated with YouTube in any way. I heard something, I dropped a card over there. So I don't remember which store I got which. I went to 2nd and Charles multiple times, 2nd and Charles. By the way, if you're out in Denver, they moved. I didn't know if they moved the Lakewood one that was on Wadsworth over to the mall. They moved it over. What's that mall on the west side of town in Lakewood? Colorado Mills Mall. I don't know if they moved it over there. If that's another location, but there was 3 locations, and I went to 2 of them. So anyway, I picked up stuff there. I went to Valhalla Records in Lakewood, which is where our intro, our trailer for the channel is filmed at Valhalla Records. Used to be called Joe's Treasure Trove out in Lakewood. Definitely check those guys out. It's a great shop. Started off as an antique store with records, and then they switched to being a full record store. Very, very kind, family-run business, and they're very gracious. So I went there and shopped, bought a couple of things there. Thrift stores, bought a few things at multiple thrift stores. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Beach Boys give me a tribute to Brian. That's really cool. PCM recorder for Betamax. Awesome. Yeah, check it out. It's right by a post office. Okay, so I picked up this record, and here's what it looks like. We got the sleeve on there. Look at I love the Woolworth Golden Hits original top recording artist sleeve. It's not the record that's in here, but this is Bette Midler. Do You Want to Dance? Has not been cleaned. Don't judge me. You can see the hairs on there still. It's just like straight off the shelf. 45 RPM on Atlantic Records with Superstar on the flip side. Feels like a pretty substantial one. It is having a raised hub as well. Hold on one split second, guys. I'll be right back. All is well. We're giving away a record. We're looking at records. We're just hanging out. So glad you're here. Okay. Some record labels are easy to spot, which makes it nice when you're flipping, especially through 45s. I don't really like flipping through 45s. My wife graciously sat and went through this giant box for me, and she found some great stuff, including this. MGM label is one of the easy ones to find, and that's on this Atlantic Atco Cotillion Group sleeve. I did a show once just about 45 sleeves. What did I pay for this thing? $1.95, something like that. This is Connie Francis, My Happiness. Does that song ring a bell for you if you're an Elvis fan? On the flip side, we have Never Before, 45 RPM. Whoever on this record before, K Manning, wanted to make sure that nobody was going to be confused about whose record this was. Anyway, My Happiness. That was Elvis's song that he recorded for his mom, which is really cool. So I picked this up. Again, $1 or $2. This one came in a very crispy, listen to that, ASMR. Yeah, I hope everybody's having a great day. Oh, you saw Bette Midler live? Hey, Wyatt, welcome in, Wyatt. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, check that place out. That's cool. Quick Draw McGraw. Look at, I love cartoon stuff. I love kid stuff. Look at the colors there. Look at this. Golden Records, golden 3-in-1. 3 complete little golden records on 145 RPM, 49 cents. Isn't that cool? 1959, Hanna-Barbera. On the front, we've got Quick Draw McGraw, of course. We've got Baba Louie down there. We have Augie Doggy down there and Doggy Daddy next to it. And over here, we've got Super Snooper and Blabber. Isn't that cool? I guess I could have just read it right there on the screen. I've got a screen mirror set up, so like a mirror image, so I actually am able to read the screen. And then on the flip side, A World of Music for Children. This is geared towards getting the kids' attention. This is for mom and dad to read through once they've paid for it, because little Timmy probably doesn't have anything in his pockets to spend on a record. And then, unfortunately, it's a very boring little golden records, not the actual yellow ones. And as you can tell, this thing is beat to a pulp. So if there's any sound left on this, it's a win, but it's still worth it just because it's super cool. Now, maybe you guys know the answer to this question. And it's dark now. The sun has set here in the East Coast, and you probably won't be able to see it because the video is trying to gain up for the low light. But if you look at the hub of this record, look at the hub. It's got a ridge, like this inset down there. And I don't know, it's like mechanically pressed this way. And I think this is vinyl. Let me see. That actually might be styrene. So if it's styrene, it's likely injection molded. So either way, ooh, that's a good, you can see it right there. See that edge? How that's like inset? Why do they do that? Some records do that. I don't know why. Tell me. Tell me. Hey, little Timmy, little Shaniqua, any of them. Okay, 49 is a great price for depending on the tune they would price. Yeah, sounds like styrene to me too. Yep, exactly, an EP. Hocus Pocus soundtrack, yeah. Cool, so that was another one. So those are the 7-inch records that I have acquired, and I'm excited for them. I'm not a huge 45 RPM guy because I just, in my experience, they don't sound as good. And maybe I'm doing it wrong. I've had a lot of record players who play 45. I just think they sound harsher, partially because of the styrene in some cases, but even the vinyl ones to me, just I don't like the sound. Some people are like, no, 45s are the best. 7-inch 45s are the way to go. And I respect that. I just hasn't been my experience so far. So I have a lot, considering I just said that, I have a lot of 45s, enough to categorize them by section. But I usually am not out there shopping for 45s. Either I receive them as gifts or, if I got a wild hair, sometimes I'll go and do that. Yeah, a little hollow, metallic, all that stuff. But then I had this ridiculous moment the other day. I was going through the playlist. I listen to a lot of streaming, especially while traveling and, in the car. I'm not going to figure out a way to, I know you can physically do it. I know we've done shows about it. You can play records in the car. You can play your CDs still. There's adapters, there's transmitters. But I still, in the case of driving, I don't want to be messing around with that. I just wanted to kind of have music and focus on the road. So I use a lot of streaming. I enjoy high-res streaming, and unashamedly so. Anyway, I was on this like musical kick where it's like on for like, I don't know, an hour and a half, just listening to different music that I haven't heard in a long time. And I came across one of my favorite artists, Donna Summer. And I have very fond memories as a kid of my parents playing Donna Summer. And her song Feels Like Love, which you may be surprised to learn is considered to be the first electronic song of all time. Although I'm sure there was others. The score to Forbidden Planet was mostly electronic, and that dates back to the 50s. But in terms of like contemporary techno lore, that song I Feel Love by Donna Summer is considered one of the very first of its kind. An incredible song. Put on some headphones and Donna Summer, I Feel Love, and wait for the intermission, the break in the middle, whatever. And it's an oral, or it's an audio journey. It's an audio, aural, A-U-R. Is that, am I even near a word at this point? And I got to thinking, well, I like this song, but I don't think I don't know if I need it. Does it justify a full Donna Summer album? And then I got to thinking, I wish I could just get this song. And then it dawned on me, oh, they have that. It's called a single. It's called a 45. So, an artist where you only like one song, you get the single. It's amazing. I'm the last person to the party on this one. Glass Records. I think, well, they have glass masters. How do they get the glass master? Because sometimes they'll press. Interesting. Yes. And didn't you send me some of those Jamaican 45s? Those sound good. Those are actually some of the best sounding ones. I don't know how they sound good, but they do sound good. Oh, that's cool. Oh, it was an empty sleeve. Dang. Yeah. Oh, I love Popcorn by Hot Butter. Oh my gosh. As a kid in the 80s, we had this class. I think it was a music class, or maybe it was a gym class. And we would get in line. And we would do like dun 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 dun. We'd do this whole dance, and we'd rotate. Dun 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 dun. I loved it. My first favorite song, that and Elvira by the Oak Ridge Boys. One of those two was my absolute favorite of all time. That's cool. And there's a couple of versions out there. Okay, next, tapes. So one of the stores I went to had some tapes, quite a bit of tapes, and I was looking through them, and I was like, these would be fun. I got this weird, they were over there, they're over there now. I have this weird rabbit hole I've gone down fairly recently where I've been collecting like late 80s and mid 90s no-name mass market Christmas Carol tapes. They're peaceful to me. I have anxiety sometimes, so I'm oftentimes looking for things to be relaxing and calming, and that works for me. Just some cheap, no-name, you bought it at the register cassette tape, and I've got a few of them now. I'm really liking them. I really like them. So I'm a thrift store fodder. You know what I mean? That's the kind of thing you would find there. So I've been, every once in a while, I'll see a pile of cassettes. I'm like, yeah, I'll go look at that, especially if they've got the shells, the cases in them. I did the Macarena to Popcorn. I'm probably blending those two things. It's been a while since there's been a song that what was a Stanky Leg? When was the last time there was a dance that kind of took over? It's a Macarena and a Macarena. Oh yeah, that's the same recording. Oh, okay. All right, so so I saw this and I was like, oh, cool, Patsy Cline tape. I'm like, that was, first of all, it's a tape 2, so there's a second tape around here somewhere. Would I be the person to still get half of the 2-tape set? Would my OCD allow that to happen? Yes, it would. I've done it before. And inevitably, I will be buying the other one if I can't find it. But as it so happens, I did find the other one. And if that looks vaguely familiar to you and you're a Patsy Cline fan on this channel, and I've done my Patsy Cline collection videos, that may look familiar because I do have this on CD, a single CD, but now being the completest Patsy Cline collector, as long as it doesn't cost too much. These are like $1.95, $1 something each. These were 1990 MCA licensed, as you can see MCA on the back, but not MCA tapes. They don't feature the MCA, what is it, small price. They had a certain branding, but these are very high quality, very dark mixture of tape formulation. And these were actually released by Heartland Music. It was an As Seen on TV offer. Buy it now. We'll rush you not 1, but 2 tapes of the legendary Patsy Cline. It's a pretty good set. The sound quality is pretty good. They've added in some. If you're an Owen Bradley completist, if you want to stay true to the Owen Bradley Decca originals, which I say are the best, they sound better than the modern mixes and the modern issues in most cases. These stray a little bit because in this era, in the 80s, they were doing all these dubs. Starting in about 1980, they would take the vocal track, because she was recorded in 3-track audio. So there was an isolated vocal track, and they would redo it with modern, which is kind of hokey 80s country music sound. So the music sounds hokey 80s, and then you got her voice dubbed over it. They did that for a few songs, and they added some reverb. So it's kind of, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. I mean, the quality from a resolution standpoint is good. I can hear that right now, old radio. It's good stuff. Compact disc, compact price. Thank you. Yes. The nice price. Yes, exactly. Endover spin bass. Did you just comment on a video recently about that? I know what it is. I need to check it out. There are a lot of people that don't understand the idea of speakers being attached to the record player or part of a unit like that. Yes. Yeah, Scott. So you got the duet. One. So the Jim Reeves and Patsy Cline was on RCA, the blue one. It was the red one. And the Patsy Cline and Jim Reeves, which is on MCA. So one has his name at the top, one has her name at the top. And those, I'm trying to think, those also have some overdubbing effect. It's kind of a mixture of those. Yeah, I see those pop up all the time. I've got one on CD and one, I got the red one on CD and the blue one on vinyl. Okay, so I picked those up. And then I found this, and I was like, wow, that looks good. Look at this. Look at the artwork. This is a very like 90s era 20th Century Fox branding of the soundtrack to Sound of Music, which I do not have on cassette. This just looks phenomenal. And yes, I still prefer tapes that are on a clear shell. Those Patsy Cline ones are as well. Another thing, if these were MCA, they would not be clear shell cassettes. They would be white. They would be white polystyrene. I think these are the clear ones weren't polystyrene. I think the white ones are polystyrene. The clear ones, I think, are polycarbonate. I think it's the same thing as a CD. But anyway, that just is an incredible artwork, and it just looks like the VHS or the DVD would have from that era. And then if you look at the tape itself, it's rather Spartan. It's rather Spartan. You've got a 20th Century Fox thing, Sound of Music, but there's a lot less writing on there than you would expect. And the J card follows suit. It's kind of plain. Like, what is going on here? So let's open up the J card. Not much to it. What do we got? A track listing and some special thanks, producer notes, credits, and etc. What is the deal with this? Because you would think this would have a multiple folded out J card. It does have a couple of pictures. Yeah. And just great music. Well, this was not for resale, which makes it even cooler, I think. This is not for resale. This is from 1994, and is the score, obviously. But this was packaged for sale with the VHS tape. You could buy a special VHS tape with a soundtrack probably included for free. And that is very, very cool. So I snagged that up. Again, same price as a Patsy Cline tape. Oh, nice price was Sony CBS. Oh, Super Savers was WA. The blue was the RCA, and the purple one. Oh, interesting. Okay, I got them backwards. Found a vertical groove, but needle type 78. Talking about a record? I have a couple of vertically modulated records too. You can play them on a suitcase player, but you have to invert the wiring on the cartridge. And then I found this same series. Obviously, this is Oklahoma, blah 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 blah. This one has a little bit more writing on it. Use the focus and the low light. Same thing. It was part of the. This has quite a bit more. Look at that. That's kind of what I was expecting in terms of stuff. This one has a lot more, but clearly from the same set. I guess I had a lot more to say about this than the other. I've never seen Oklahoma. I've never seen the movie. I've never seen the stage show. I would love to. I know the music, but I've never seen the movie. Have you ever had that where you have like, even if you have like the soundtrack to something, and you just have never seen the movie? So those are the cassettes I bought. That was the very first thing I got, actually. So picked up these cassettes. Yeah, awesome. I'm not going to be I'm trying to get things I really will listen to, really, really like. WEA is pronounced WEA, okay? Oh, did you really? That's funny. I haven't watched Sound of Music in a long time. I think the last time I saw it was on stage. Oh, that's cool, Scott. You have that. That's really neat. Okay, and then I got some 12-inch records as well. So let's take a look at those. And then we'll give away a record. Okay, continuing on the Connie Francis kick. This is from Vinyl Valhalla. It's $6, which apparently Connie Francis records, the going price is $5 or $6. So this is many thanks to you, Connie Francis. I listened to this today, even though it hasn't been cleaned yet, and it's really good. It's really, really good. There's the Vinyl Valhalla logo, by the way. Very cool. $6 price tag. Really go check those guys out if you haven't done so. They're just having a really cool store. They have a shop dog, a couple of them actually. Very friendly. Just a great family environment to shop. And for you Aussie people, they had a wall of Aussie to commemorate Aussie. And I promise this is the last of the. Is this the last of Connie Francis? Yes, this is the last of the. Last you'll have to hear this for a while. And then this one, maybe my favorite so far. Connie Francis sings folk song favorites. When she was in that first year, I think this is probably 59 again, if I had to guess. And they were cranking out everything. They started coming out with Connie Francis sings Irish songs. Connie Francis sings Western songs. Connie Francis sings folk songs. Connie Francis sings everything. Connie Francis sings the telephone book because people were just buying everything. So there's a lot of stuff. And this one was really cool. There's some songs on here I really liked. True Love. That was a fantastic song. So many Brown Eyes. There's so many really, really cool ones on there. So I picked that up. All right, this one I got from the same shop. This is from Vinyl Valhalla 2. Oh, interesting. I'll have to check that out. Thanks for the tip, Music Junkie. Hey, Clay. Thanks for jumping in for a while, Scott. Appreciate it. Watch the replay if you get a chance. Oh, you went to film school. That's really, really cool. That's really cool. So this is a show. I've never seen the show. I've never seen the movie. This is a soundtrack to the movie. I believe. Is this the movie? Is this, or this is a show? I think this might be the. No, this is the Broadway cast. Okay. This is not the movie. But my wife got me hooked on this music, and we've been listening to it for a long time. And so when I saw this is in the free bin at Music Junkie. Okay, Music Junkie? No, that's a viewer. You're Music Junkie. This is in the free bin of Vinyl Valhalla. This is Sweet Charity, and the music is just incredible, And there's the flip side. Look at this thing. It's like 19. I think it's like 59. This thing is immaculate. It's in a paper sleeve, so it tells a modern paper sleeve. So somebody has probably cleaned this recently. It's a Columbia Masterworks. You ever see the Columbia Masterworks label? The what is it? I think it's a yellow on gray. It's kind of equivalent to the Red Dogs of RCA Victor. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I actually went to film school too. I have a background in film production and broadcast, and in another life, I have not. I'm probably not going to buy that, Clay, but I know how that's. It's something I haven't discovered yet. I know of Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, the Wizard of Oz thing, but it's just something I haven't encountered on my journey yet. I have listened to a bit of it. It just hasn't clicked with me yet. But eventually I could see it possibly happening. South Pacific is great. Yeah, absolutely. If you haven't heard this, check it out tonight. Start with, is there a track listing on it? Start with, How the heck is this laid out? Oh, I see. I was looking at side two. Big spender. That's the big number. Big spender, sweet charity. This version, I think you'll like it. It's a great song. It's a very good song. Okay, so while at Second and Charles, you can tell by the Second and Charles tag, I did something that I've done many times before, and it kind of leads down a rabbit hole. This is the first time I have acquired a record by this artist. And it's an artist I knew of, I've seen, I've heard. We've all heard it, especially around Christmas time. And I came across this record. I'm like, why not? Let's give it a shot. I really like that early 60s era of a lot of these singers. And Brenda Lee. So here we go. Brenda Lee, Emotions. Originally known as Little Brenda Lee, was sort of a protege of Patsy Cline. In fact, when they traveled together, Patsy Cline would stay with her and protect her because she was just a kid when she started off in this business. She signed a Decca at like age 11 or something crazy like that. So I think at this point she was like 17 or something like that. But really good music. Again, it's Decca. This was recorded at the Quonset Hut studio right where Patsy Cline and many, many others had recorded Buddy Holly, among others. But yeah, pick this up. I also gave this a spin day. Very, very good album. I really like her voice. And I am probably going to be going down this rabbit hole as well. My wife is rolling her eyes right now. Just what we need, another collection. But I don't see Brenda Lee pop up as much. So it'll probably be a slow one. But she also is, I mean, she's still going to this day. But obviously, Rocking Around the Clock. Rocking Around the Clock. No, she's not. That's not her song. Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. Yes. How did I not know that right off the top of my head? She's not Bill Haley. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, very short. Oh, man, I will check it out if I get a chance. 13. Okay, I was a little off. I like the pops and crackles, too. It doesn't bother me at all. It's a record. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, couple more to go. Got 3 more to go, and then we'll do the giveaway. What is this? This is really out there. Okay, this is a go with me here. This is also from Vinyl Valhalla. I paid $5 for this. This is I'm trying to collect some. I like certain like music from countries that's like their folk music. You know, their heritage, their music that is identified with them. So this is Irish music, the pipes and drums of Ireland, the pipes and drums First Irish Guards. Stereo record on London FFRR Records. London Records is really good stuff, and I like this stuff. So I've picked up those German beer drinking records, 1 or 2 other Irish records, and I haven't listened to this yet. It may be not so good. It may be good, but I'm looking forward to that as well. I really love the Irish culture and all that good stuff. Next record, this is also a wild one. But ever since I went to that circus museum, and that was one of those things like, yeah, circus museum, they'll be cool or whatever. But I totally fell in love with the whole concept of it. If you haven't seen our show, this isn't intentionally plugging the other channel. But if you haven't, I'm going to put a link down below. There was out in Brandon, Florida, there is the it's a whole complex. There's the link to the other channel if you want to jump over there. Video coming later tonight. There was a whole complex of, was it Bailey? I feel bad because I'm going to look it up. I need to tell you the thing. Okay. Circus Museum, Brandon, Florida. It's the Ringling, okay? And I want to make sure I get this right. Dun, 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 going to their website now. Hey, let's watch a YouTube video. This guy's looking at a website. So this is John Ringling and his wife Mabel. This is the grounds of their mansion. And yes, Ringling of Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. This is their mansion, and it's like a full complex now. One of the things, they have an art museum. We filmed all this stuff, but they have a circus museum. So I've got all kinds of circus trains, circus trailers, circus artifacts, everything circus, circus, circus. And I went to the circus as a kid. I miss the circus. I know there's still remnants of circuses, but when I was out there, I kind of fell in love with that whole history. And I was like, this is amazing. I'd love to find some like circus music. One of the coolest things they have out there is this, the world's largest circus model. This thing's like 6,000 square foot miniature. It's got trains, tents, and we filmed all of this in high definition quality for you to enjoy. And little animations and lights and things. It's like a circus from like the 30s, like the 20s and 30s. Everything from the parking lot to all the tents with cutaways, dioramas, trains coming in, music, sounds, all this stuff is phenomenal. It's a phenomenal thing. Check out the video we did on it a week or two ago. But I had this in the back of my mind that if I came across any pointing to the back of my mind, that's it. That's the back of my mind. If I found like a circus record, that would be cool. And at Vinyl Valhalla, what did I find? A circus record. Golden Tone Hi-Fi, circus marches. And look, kids, you can fill out the attached coloring. Amazing it's not dinged up or already colored. All entries must be postmarked no later than March 10th, 1962. So I think it's a little past its prime. I might color it still. But yeah, Circus Marches, A Day at the Circus. I have not listened to it yet. I was so excited to find that. I was so excited. Oh, that would be cool. The Thriller on, oh, that would be cool. That would be really cool. I don't have Thriller. Man, I wore that and the Bad album out. I wore those tapes out, and I've got the Bad. I still have my Bad tape or a Bad tape. I have the Bad picture disc, but I don't. I need more Michael Jackson music. Oh, that's cool. Sealed 8-track tape. I see those from time to time. Yeah, oh yeah, even the sealed ones will break on you. Yeah, you still have to reinforce it. Oh, Bad on 8-track? That's cool. I didn't know they released it on it. 8-track was pretty much dead by the 80s. I think I've heard of that place in Missouri. That's so cool. That's really cool. Exactly. And Pops and Crackle add to it. Yeah, exactly, Fast Hunter. We all do. For me, it's I really love Thriller. Obviously, Bad was like that was huge album for me. I literally wore the tape out and had to get another one as a kid because I wore it out. And then Dangerous was kind of like, at that point, I moved on to other musical interests. Okay, so this is the grand finale. This is the last record that I bought on the trip. How did I pack all of these too, by the way? You may be wondering. So I had a clamshell suitcase, and half of the clamshell is a zippered cover, and the clothes are in there. And then if you have shoes or anything kind of loose, you put it in the open shell area. Originally, I was just going to carry these records on because you don't want to have it go through luggage handling or anything. But we check our bags, so I have a little bit of control of how it's stored. And I found that there was a gap about this big inside the shell, and if I kept the thing not upside down, I thought it would be okay. It was a little precarious. I felt like it was very risky, but they all made it here perfectly, no warpage, anything. But this record was the last thing I bought, as if I needed anything else, because it was ridiculous how much I got as it was. Something I didn't know existed. Now, as you guys know, I've been going down this Goonies rabbit hole over the last couple of months. I am now a Goonie. I have missed that somehow. I don't know how I missed that. By the way, United Airlines has really cool. Usually I fly like Frontier, Spirit, or Southwest, so they don't have anything in the back of the seats. There's no in-flight entertainment, no Wi-Fi, nothing. You have to pay to use the bathroom. Okay, you don't have to pay to use it, but it's pretty a la carte. United, it was great. It was really cool because I haven't had a lot of those screens in the back of the seats for a long time. Frontier used to do that. They used to be having really fancy in-seat screens, and that all went away, which is terrible. Now you sit in a lawn chair on those planes. But The United planes still have them, very fancy, and it's the technology's advanced. I'm very behind the times on this stuff. So I was geeking out. I was watching Back to the Future trilogy and the plane. It was great. But I am a huge Back to the Future fan. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan. All of the typical mythos of the 80s, all of those things that us children of the 80s and 90s were into, I'm typically on board with most of that stuff. But I missed out on the Goonies. I never saw it. I knew of it. I knew it existed, but I never saw it. And then recently I saw a video about the in Astoria, Oregon, where it was filmed, a lot of it, a YouTube video talking about the anniversary of his 40th, I think, anniversary, 1985. It came out same year as Back to the Future Part 1. And I was like, I was intrigued. I was like, I have to watch this movie. And I looked, I have a subscription to the Max app, streaming app, and I looked and it was on there. It's since been removed. And I'm like, okay, tonight I'm going to watch this and see if it's any good. And I was hooked. And I was like, I love this. So I got the CD soundtrack, which I have around here somewhere, probably. I got the CD soundtrack. Oops. I love the cover art. This is like the most modern version of it. This is like got everything, all the score material. They didn't have a score soundtrack. And I like scores. I'm not a motion picture soundtrack guy with the songs from the movie. I've always preferred the scores. Back in the 90s, this golden era of CD releases, you could always get the soundtrack and the score on separate, and I always went for the score. But the soundtrack with the Cyndi Lauper music and some pop stuff had been available for years, probably since the release. I mean, on record, you see it all the time. It's been re-released. But the score hadn't been released. I think it's like 2017 or something like that. So I snagged the score, and I knew it was on vinyl too. But I was like, well, I've got it on CD. But anyway, and I know what the artwork looks the same as that. But then I was at Second and Charles, and I see a bunch of these. They had like 10 of these. And I'm like, why is there so many of them all of a sudden? Well, it's 2025, and it's an anniversary or 40th anniversary for the film. So they re-released as a brand spanking new, hot off the presses, 2025 release. And so the artwork has been updated from the CD, which was the previous current artwork. And this is the score. It doesn't have, it's not as extensive as the CD. You can see there's less tracks. This is the music composed and conducted by David Grusin. And there's different editions. So you can depend, this is genius how they're doing this now. So there's different color variants that you can get. There's a regular black one, obviously, but then there's like, oh, there's a red one, which is the Inferno, which is the pirate ship. It's the red edition. There's a blue edition. There's a green edition. There's a sand color honeycomb edition. And then this is the Copper Bones edition. Now, if you don't know what the heck Copper Bones is, you'll have to watch the movie, but it plays a significant part in it. And the color of Copper Bones is copper color. So it's like a brown that doesn't show up in this light very good. But that's a brown vinyl record. Probably one of the few times I would like a brown anything. As you guys saw in my recent video, I'm not a huge fan of what I term dog poop brown color when it comes to equipment and records. That being said, this is cool. And speaking of Copper Bones, if any of you guys are Goonies out there and you know what Copper Bones is, I actually happen to have one right here. What the heck is this? You have to watch the movie and find out. What is this? But yeah, I couldn't pass that up. It was expensive. It was like $30. And my wife's like, okay, you're done now. Let's go. You're done. Stop. No more. But I couldn't pass that up. I did listen to it. It had a beautiful hype sticker. I didn't even save the hype. I should have just cut it and then, so you guys could see the hype sticker. And the hype stickers are different. So to get different colorways, you have to buy them at certain stores. So this is the Second and Charles Books A Million exclusive color. That's the only way you're going to get the Copper Bones edition. So yeah, that was my piece de resistance. A very fun trip, not just because of that stuff, but all right, let's do a giveaway. I'm feeling like it's time for a giveaway. What do you guys think? Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. Let me go back. Can we do some comments first? 1987 on 8-track. That's amazing. Yeah, and hip-hop beats too, they use that. I like that sound effect. Boytone systems. I've seen them out there. It's probable we'll probably do it. Love John Denver. Oh, the glue always crystallizes on those 8 tracks. Yep. Yeah, but it is the background music. Oh, I see you're answering, Ashley. Yeah, it's the orchestral score. And sometimes the score and the soundtrack are one of the same. Like back to like Star Wars. You think it's Star Wars music? That is also the score. Basically, it's the music that's not pop songs that are inserted. Hey, welcome in. Beat after beat. Danny Elfman. Love Danny Elfman. All right, a couple of things to mention before we do the giveaway. By the way, we're giving away a brand new, still sealed, no guarantees, no warranties, no returns, no replacements. If it gets lost in the mail, it's not my fault because there's only one of them. Record, you must be 18 years or older. You can be located anywhere in the world, and there's no purchase necessary. It is going to be, the winner is going to be chosen at the sole discretion of Record-ology. And I will tell you how we're going to do that here in a minute. A little different. I got a different idea for tonight, and I think this will be fun. And make sure in your entry to include, obviously, your name that I can address this to, and your address, all in the same email. Okay, so it's going to be an email, but wait, don't do it yet because you have to include something in that. And it's not trivia. It's not trivia. Yeah, then there's obviously no returns, any of that stuff. So yeah, I can't wait to give this out. I've got a copy. It sounds good. It's fun. It's got a picture of Scrat on the back. On the back of the slipcase here, it's got this, but the actual record picture on the back is Scrat. It's really cool. So that'll be shipping out in the next day or two to one lucky winner. I eventually want to get a Patsy album. That's great, Joseph. That's really cool. That's really, really cool. Hey, Robert. Ice Age, yes. Yeah, Greatest Hits is a good place to start. Okay, so first, thumbs up this video. If you wouldn't mind, go ahead and give it a thumbs up there. I assume you're all subscribed. I'd like you all subscribed. There's no requirement about the other channel, but finally, one more time, I'm going to mention you're invited to join us over there. Also, I want to invite you to check out our custom 45 adapters. We are very soon, in the next 24 to 48 hours, going to be announcing a roll-off of the espresso and whipped cream combo colors. Both of those colors and both of those are going to be going away soon because we've got something very exciting coming out in the near future. So if you don't yet have the latest 2 colors, do I have one up here? I'm always terrible about this. If you don't have one, you should get one. Where in the heck? I really need to keep a couple up here. But yeah, so definitely check those out. Those are going away soon. Don't forget, we have other merch. We have shirts, we have bags, we have hats, we have stickers, all kinds of stuff. Those are in 2 different places. All of the adapters are in our eBay store, and all of the other merch with the logos and the sayings and the pictures and stuff, all that Record-ology stuff is in our store, which is a spring store, and that's linked in various places on the channel as well. The coffee color set. Yes, thank you very much. Yep. Yeah, Decca became MCA, which became UME. Oh, it's Cassette. I see. Oh man, trying to repair cassettes, especially if they're not screwed in ones. That's fun. Okay, so what we're gonna do for this is this. You need to, in addition to all those requirements, don't forget thumbs up, like this video. Then subscribe, obviously, if you haven't done so already. Do this. Go and shoot me an email. And the email, and I'm going to put it right down here, is Record-ology 1938 at gmail.com. Record-ology 1938 at gmail.com. In the email, definitely include your name, your mailing address where I can send the record, and here's how you enter. In addition to that, It's not a trivia question. It's not the first one to send it. I want you to send me a brief blurb, either a sentence or 2 or 3, about why Record-ology is a good channel, why you like Record-ology, why you're here, what you enjoy about Record-ology. The best entry, the one that we like the most, and we'll be doing this here right now. I mean, we're going to check this out. Go do that right now. It will win this record at sole discretion of Record-ology. So I can't wait to do that. I have other things to give away too. I have, not on this show, but I have an internet radio that we need to do a giveaway on and other things as well. So stay tuned. We'll be trying to do, we kind of took a break from the giveaways for a while. It's been a long time since we've given away turntables and things. I don't know if we're going to give away turntables again. It's very expensive to do that. We might. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Actually, I take that back. We will be doing other turntable giveaways because I just remembered a project I'm working on. But we need to do more other giveaways. So I don't think any other YouTube channel out there does giveaways. Does any other YouTube channel do giveaways like this? Like I don't know. Has any other YouTube channel? I mean, yeah, because Channel 33, he gave away a record player, didn't he? I feel like we give as much, if not more, than anybody out there, and I'm glad for that. So I appreciate you guys. It's an hour and 11 minutes in, and I hope you guys are having a great week so far. As you're typing, no, I'm keeping that one. I want you guys, I'm going to get on my soapbox here a little bit. I know it's not what you came here for. I was reminded on this trip, though, about gratitude. And I'm not going to have a sermon, but I just want to say attitude of gratitude is the biggest way to fix fear, anxiety, anger. If you experience any of those emotions, as many of us do, I have terrible anxiety that impacts me very deeply. And something that I learned from somebody very dear to me was that the antidote for fear and anxiety is gratitude. In the midst of feeling terrible, force yourself to list things that you're grateful for. And they can be as simple, and they should be as simple as, I have a roof over my head, if you have one. I have somebody that loves me. I have, food to eat. You know what I mean? And truly think about all the things we have to be grateful for. If you do that, you can really combat a lot of those things. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents. I want to pass that along because I feel that that's a truth, and if I don't share it, then I'm not doing my duty. Okay, what do we got coming up on this channel? So much. We've got equipment stacked up. The dry season is over. Once we pass the threshold of 4th of July, companies come to life and they want to start having reviews again. And as such, I've been getting a lot of sample equipment. We've got stuff coming in the very near future. I need to get into the studio and film some more because we've got equipment piling up, and I need to get it reviewed and into your view, into your YouTube app, so you can watch the review. Turn to Jesus. Absolutely. What does the 1938 mean? That was the year I was born, actually. Just kidding. 1938, I just love big band music, and 1938 was the year Glenn Miller. Here's a trivia fact. So maybe I'll do this as a trivia question down the road. Why do I have 1938? That was the year that Glenn Miller started his second band. Many people don't realize he had a first band, 1937, that did not succeed. Then he regrouped, refinanced, and started another band, 1938. I just love that era too. So in terms of music and everything. Yes, Joseph. Opening your Bible and reading it is an incredible, peaceful thing. Even if what you're reading doesn't directly apply to what you're dealing with, which it can and it should, depending on how you read it. But just reading some Psalms or something is absolutely makes you feel better. Every time, guaranteed. Every time. That's huge. And gratitude is also huge. All right, we are going to dun, 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 dun. We are going over to see what you guys have sent in. All right, we've got some entries coming in. I'm reading. Very nice. Good entries so far. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. I want to see more entries. Dun, 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 dun. So yeah, what have we done on Detour so far? This will give you kind of an idea of what we've done so far. We have done Disney stuff. We've gone on rides and things. I've taken you guys to some, little known places within Walt Disney World. Showing you some parades and things. We did vintage mall tours, model train layout, the circus museum, the pirates thing. We've done a ton of shorts. Those get cranked out on a continual basis. John Denver features in one of our recent ones. Took a last ride on the Liberty Bell riverboat before it was shuttered for all time. Where's our first video? Pirates and Forts. That's still probably my favorite one, although this one I'm about to post is close second. Ended up being an even 15 minutes. All these are 10 to 15-minute watches. I don't want to take up more of your time than you already graced us with. But if you check that out, I think you guys will have fun. We got a lot of cool stuff over there. Would love to have you along for the ride. That's great, Brett. Mike says, what's been my most exciting vinyl discovery? I was really excited to find the Goonies one. It's fun to get an exclusive color. Like I have no need for any of the other colors. Like I'm not going to be getting one of each or anything like that. Having any of the exclusive ones is fun, but I think that's more fun than just doing a one-size-fits-all approach. Another one that was super exciting was the Patsy Cline self-titled 1957 debut album. When I got my first copy of that, I was jumping up and down because I thought it was going to be so hard to find, and my wife bought it for me, and very special. Another one is this, Patsy Cline's very first record on Coral, which was a value label under Decca. There's been a few along the way that just make me jump with giddiness. The Treasure Island records, very excited about that. I immediately deep cleaned them and dubbed them and listened to them. I have them on my little DAP, my little, I called it an MP3 player. People were getting after me. Like, it's not an MP3 player. It plays high resolution. Although most of what I got on there is MP3. Because I listen to this stuff at night, like story records and stuff. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea story record is incredible. Did you continue to use that DVD player and info system you reviewed a while back? I was thinking of getting. Now, you talking about the one that goes in the car? Oh, you slipped. You said record. Oh, the car one. So no, I don't. I have it, but I haven't used it. I don't. Like I said, I know I can play CDs in the car. I just don't want to personally. I wanted to demonstrate it for people that do want to and have a need for that. But yeah, that's kind of. I do have it, but I haven't yet found a good way to do it, or a way that I want to do it. I appreciate what you guys are writing. I really appreciate it. I reviewed an anti-anxiety device. It was on this channel. I've actually lost it, which is a bummer. But it was like a wristband thing, and it vibrated with certain frequencies and things. You could control it in the app, of course. And then you'd wear it for hours a day, and it would just train your brain to be calm. And it was kind of like, is this going to work or not? And it really did. I wore that thing for a couple of years on and off, and it really helped me. But getting my anxiety under control was something that really I really had to work at. I really had to, because yeah, I've spent way too much of my life fearing, way too much of my life fearing. Yeah, I would love to review this CDP 101. I would love that. I love old CD player. I just want to get a 16-bit CD player. But yeah, those super old ones. Also, fun fact, I think it was a Philips demo one that they showed in like 1979 or 78, something like that. Apparently, that was a mock-up that they had. It wasn't even real. There was stuff under the table to make it actually work because it was a concept-only piece at that point. I love, love, love that stuff. Absolutely love that stuff. Okay, guys, let's put it is now 9:23 p.m. Eastern Standard or Daylight Time. And I want to put a stop to the entry, so we have a stop point. So we're going to give it 3 more minutes. 9:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this August 5th, 2025, and we will pick a winner. Don't forget to tell me in a couple of sentences why you like the channel. Why do you like the channel? Let's set this over there so I can get that packed up and mailed out. We'll include some stickers. Anytime you buy an adapter from us, I always throw in some stickers. Got some new sticker designs coming your way, by the way, soon. We also have really high-end die-cut stickers that you can get on our spring site. Yeah, I've thought about doing collabs. I've talked to a couple of them. And I've been reached out to a couple of times. I've reached out a couple of times. So it's been in the works on and off. Like, how would you do that? I don't know exactly, but it's something I would be open to doing. I think it'd be fun. I would probably be awkward. Okay, let's see if we got any more. Okay, come on, let's get some more in there. We got a bunch of entries, but we need more. Entries. Hope you guys have a great week, by the way. So we put a video out not too long. We're gonna have another one coming out probably in the next 2 or so days, and then another one the weekend. I'm trying to do average about 2 right now. I've chatted with most of those channels, but not about a collab yet. One more minute, guys. Oh, that's cool. Sounds like a good find, Austin. That's really cool. Daylight time. Got it. Thank you. Eastern something time. Daylight, summer. Summer's more bright. Daylight, summer. I guess that makes sense. Oh, me and Jarrett. Yeah, we can both review the Cruiser at the same time. One of us bashing and one of us, not bashing. Wouldn't that be funny? You can see the thumbnail. One of us is like, I can, I can see the options. That would be funny. I respect everybody. Everybody's got an opinion, right? It's so subjective. Everybody's right and everybody else is wrong, kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Like, do any of us really know anything? All I can say is, and that's why I don't even try to be an expert, because I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm just learning this stuff. I'm experimenting. I'm getting stuff wrong. I'm making mistakes. I'm correcting myself. I'm learning, and that's fine. I don't need to be the expert, especially with this. I'm just here having fun and sharing with you my experiences. Fast Hunter, thank you so much. All right, guys. It is now 9:26 p.m. in the City Beautiful. it is time for a giveaway. So I'm going to pick our winner. Okay, looking through all of these, I appreciate the all the kind words. You guys are awesome. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. The winner is Noah Levine. You have won, my friend. Noah, you are the winner. Noah wins the record. One more time. Everybody congratulate Noah. If you want to buy this, it doesn't cost that much. So go snag one if you want. I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for joining. Noah, congratulations. I will get this in the mail to you. Everybody, I appreciate your entries. The messages you sent were meaningful and impactful. I appreciate every one of them. You guys are awesome. I just appreciate you so much. And that's our show for tonight. That's it. If you want to hang around for a couple of minutes, I'm going to finish up on comments and make sure that there's nothing else to talk about. And then I'm going to say a good evening, and I'm going to get ready for bed because I'm tired. I'm still on Colorado time. I mean, no, it'd be the other way around. No, I'm not tired because I'm still on Colorado time. Why am I tired then? Because in Colorado, it's only 7:30. So what's going on here? It's 7:30. Maybe I'm just getting old. I don't know. Tired. That's what I was saying when I was in Colorado. I'm still on East Coast time. I've been up till like 1 a.m. lately, and that's because I'm on Colorado time. Wow, Austin, that's cool, man. Hey, Thomas, welcome in. You just caught the end of the show, my friend. I'm glad you're here. Oh, I'm glad you've been binge watching me. I appreciate it. This show should be posted if you want to go back and watch it. We had a lot of fun tonight. Appreciate it, Music Junkie. You're awesome as always. Brett, Noah, Kyle, BN, Fishing for Jesus, Agape. Thank you so much. Brett, Laverne, Austin, everybody, Clay, everybody that I've forgotten or haven't mentioned their names. I love you all. I appreciate you all. You guys are amazing. I know. I'm sorry for the UK folks. The time didn't work out there. I was trying to get a time that would work for as many people as possible, but I'm never able to do that because we have so many friends all over the globe. So we'll do an early one next time. We'll do like a morning one, maybe a Saturday or Sunday morning one. I appreciate you all. Thank you all for being here. Don't forget to thumbs up. Don't forget to check out the other channel. Membership program, $1 a month if you want to join. 45 adapters. Last call on the current exclusive colors. New ones coming shortly. New merch, new programs, new stuff to review. It's crazy here at Record-ology, and I got to go work on it, so I got to let you go. So happy record hunting, and we'll see you next time. Sheesh, that was a lot.